In this video, I'm going to unveil a profound secret, a truth so potent it was meticulously guarded by ancient mystery schools, yet it's been systematically erased from our modern world. We're talking about an energetic principle, a hidden wisdom that unlocks your highest potential, something they desperately don't want you to truly comprehend. Prepare to see your power in a completely new light. Deep within the cryptic pages of ancient Hermetic texts lies a forgotten knowledge, a fundamental law that society has overlooked. It's the principle of transmutation, the incredible ability to consciously convert energy, taking it from lower, denser forms and elevating it into higher, more refined states through sheer will and understanding. This is alchemy for your soul. The masters of ancient Egypt, Greece, and secret societies across civilizations understood something vital. All energy could be transformed, refined, and elevated from base material into something far more valuable and powerful. At the center of this alchemical knowledge was a truth they guarded carefully. Sexual energy is the most potent raw material.
Why is it the most potent? Because it literally contains the raw, unadulterated power to create life itself, the ultimate evolutionary drive within us. When conserved and directed properly, this same creative force that crafts new human beings can be transmuted. It becomes a conduit to higher consciousness, creative genius, spiritual awakening, and powers of manifestation. These are powers that seem utterly impossible to those operating with depleted, unrefined energetic systems. The Hermetic principle of transmutation states everything vibrates at different frequencies, and lower frequencies can be raised to higher ones through will and understanding. This applies to your mental states, emotional patterns, and most importantly, your vital life force. Sexual energy vibrates at the level of base creative power, raw, primal, intensely physical. This makes it the perfect starting material for alchemical work because it contains concentrated force. It's the prima materia, the first matter from which all transformation begins, your personal raw ore containing gold that needs refining.
Ancient alchemists wrote about turning lead into gold, but the true adepts understood they were describing the transmutation of base sexual energy into the gold of spiritual consciousness and creative mastery. Lead represented heavy, lower vibrational energy, while gold represented refined, elevated, higher vibrational energy that had been purified and transformed. The process of converting lead to gold was a powerful metaphor for converting sexual energy into enlightenment within the human body. Every Hermetic text, every alchemical diagram, every mysterious symbol was encoding this same fundamental truth: conserve the sexual essence, refine it through conscious practice, and transmute it into higher forms. This grants access to abilities and states beyond normal human function. This wasn't mythology, it was practical instruction for those who understood the symbolic language. Modern society, however, has completely lost this understanding, treating sexual energy as something to waste freely rather than the most valuable resource you possess for personal transformation.
The knowledge that sexual conservation leads to spiritual power has been systematically removed from mainstream awareness. It's been replaced with convenient yet misleading messages that frequent release is healthy and retention is dangerous pseudoscience. This reversal serves those who benefit from humanity remaining weak and depleted. They want you unable to access the higher capacities that transmutation unlocks. Retention reconnects you to the ancient Hermetic truth that your sexual energy is sacred fuel for evolution, not waste product to be expelled whenever an urge arises. When you retain, you're not following a modern trend, but reclaiming practices that mystery schools have guarded. They transmitted these practices for thousands of years to those deemed worthy of the knowledge. Now the alchemical process of retention. Sexual energy in its base form is like unrefined ore containing gold. The gold is present, but locked within dense material that must be processed to extract its value.
Retention is the first stage where you stop wasting the raw material and begin accumulating it within your system. As the energy builds in your lower centers, pressure increases, just like heat in an alchemical furnace. This pressure is necessary for transformation, as transmutation requires force applied over time to break down lower forms and reconfigure them into higher arrangements. The discomfort and intense urges you feel during retention are powerful signs the alchemical process is working, burning away the dross and beginning to refine your base energy into something more valuable.
This is why Hermetic texts speak of the alchemical work requiring patience and endurance. It cannot be rushed. The conscious direction of your will and focus determines whether retained energy simply creates pressure or actually transmutes into higher forms. Remember, energy follows attention. Wherever you place your mental focus, that's where your accumulated sexual energy flows. This is a fundamental law of your energetic vibe. If you're constantly thinking about sex and dwelling on urges, the energy stays concentrated in your lower centers, creating frustration without transmutation. But when you direct your attention toward creative work, intellectual pursuits, physical training, or spiritual practice, the sexual energy follows that focus and transmutes into the specific form you're directing it toward. This is the Hermetic principle of mentalism in action. Mind is the master force that shapes and directs all other forces. An artist retaining while focused on their art transmutes sexual energy into creative genius. A businessman focused on building transmutes it into strategic insight and manifestation power. The energy truly becomes what you consciously direct it to become. Physical manifestations of successful transmutation become obvious once sustained for weeks and months. Creative output increases dramatically as raw sexual energy converts into artistic or intellectual production, fueling your passions with an incredible flow. Your presence becomes magnetic as refined energy radiates from your field, affecting everyone around you. Manifestation abilities strengthen as your elevated vibration aligns you with opportunities and synchronicities that seem like magic to those operating at lower frequencies. Your words carry germinating power, influencing reality. These aren't random benefits. They are the predictable results of Hermetic transmutation successfully converting base sexual energy into gold-level consciousness and capability. You've activated the same alchemical process the ancient masters described, turning the lead of animal desire into the gold of human potential realized. True Hermetic mastery means gaining conscious control over this transmutation process. You can deliberately convert your sexual energy into whatever form serves your current purpose. Need intense physical power for an athletic competition? Direct the energy downward into your muscles and nervous system, enhancing your evolutionary strength.
Need creative genius for an artistic project? Transmute the energy into inspiration and elevated mental states. Need spiritual insight for meditation or consciousness work? Refine the energy upward through your spine into higher brain centers. This level of control over your own life force is what separates adepts from those who stumble accidentally. You become an alchemist of your own being, consciously wielding the same forces that create life itself and directing them toward whatever outcomes you choose to manifest. Access to higher states of awareness becomes possible through sustained transmutation because elevated consciousness requires elevated energy to power it. Most people never experience true mystical states or profound insights because their energy vibrates at frequencies too low. It's like trying to receive FM radio signals with equipment that only picks up AM. The higher frequencies exist, but you lack the energetic capacity to tune into them, keeping your vibe stuck.
Retention, combined with conscious transmutation, raises your baseline vibration high enough that states of consciousness described in Hermetic and mystical texts become directly accessible, not just theoretical. You begin experiencing synchronicities, intuitive knowing, and moments of unity consciousness reported by ancient masters. This isn't imagination. It's the natural result of operating your consciousness at frequencies most humans never reach. The deepest Hermetic truth is that retention itself is not the ultimate goal, but merely the foundation that makes all higher work possible. Conserving sexual energy without transmuting it is like mining gold ore but never refining it. You have the raw material but haven't completed the transformation. The real power comes from combining conservation with conscious direction, turning the base material of sexual energy into the refined gold of elevated consciousness, creative mastery, and spiritual evolution. This is the great work, the magnum opus. It transforms the practitioner from an ordinary human into something far more powerful and conscious. Every day of retention with focused intention is another day of alchemical refinement, bringing you closer to the transmuted state where you operate as a conscious creator rather than an unconscious consumer of energy. So if this profound hidden truth resonated deeply within you, if you feel that powerful hum of recognition, please leave a comment below and share your thoughts. I'll be there, replying as fast as I possibly can, connecting with each of you who feels this call to deeper understanding. Your journey is profoundly important. And if you truly found value in this conversation, if you appreciate this deep dive into truths they actively don't want you to know, consider buying me a coffee. Your generous support helps me keep this channel going, helps me continue to uncover these vital hidden pieces of knowledge and share them freely with all of you. Every little bit truly helps.